Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Miltado D12 Dirty Dozen watch. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Casio Duro, and I put it on a metal bracelet with the fitted end links. I bought this from AliExpress, and I think the bracelet works really well. And Greg was wearing my Pagani Design PD 1731. Grogu was watching the Life Day special Thomas the Tilt-Toed Tauntaun again. He said he really likes the part where 3PO and R2 are on the island of misfit droids. Thomas asked 3PO why he is a misfit. 3PO said because one of his legs is silver instead of gold, and who wants a droid like that? Then Thomas asked about R2 and what makes him a misfit. 3PO said because he's a cantankerous little turd. All right, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in this plastic clamshell case. And these cases are really nice. I really like them. They stack really nicely too. And here's the watch. This is the first Miltado on this channel. This Miltado appears to be the exact same watch as a sterile balcony. And if you were to put both watches next to each other, I don't think it would be possible to tell the difference. One difference is the Miltado is about $20 cheaper. So if you're interested in a balcony and sterile dials are your thing, you might want to give Miltado a look, as I am pretty sure they are related. One difference between the two brands may be quality control. This Miltado arrived with the dead battery. I've unboxed quite a few watches on this channel. This was my first Quartz watch to arrive DOA. Other than that, the main difference is the name. Once again, I wish these Chinese Amish companies would run their names by a native English speaker, as I can sense the possible ridicule potential of the Miltado name. Of course, that name is nowhere to be seen on this watch, only appearing on the box and the unsigned warranty card. This Miltado is an homage to a World War II Dirty Dozen watch. Even the most die-hard watch purists should not complain about this homaging, as none of the Dirty Dozen are still in production. These watches were produced for the British military during the war, following a set of provided standards. This watch comes in your choice of pencil, sword, or cathedral hands. I chose the pencil because I preferred the look, but cathedral might give it even more of a vintage look. If you don't like the leather, you have a choice of black or green double pass canvas straps. The watch is 36 millimeters if you measure at the case. It's only 43.3 millimeters lug to lug. It's 12.3 millimeters thick, but that includes the dome crystal, which has a pretty good dome to it. 18 millimeter lug width, and only weighs 54 grams on the supplied leather strap. The bezel is just a plain matte finished that matches the case. And then we have the dial. The dial is a flat black with no sunburst effect. And once again, we don't have a logo here on the crown or the dial. We do have this British government issue symbol. Technically, they're not supposed to use it. Omega had to get special permission to put it on their No Time to Die Seamaster. So technically, they're not allowed to do this. So they did it anyway. No big deal, though. I don't think the British government cares. Then we have a chapter ring with train track minute markers. This was part of the Dirty Dozen standard to have train track. And then we have the indices, and then we have the numerals. Once again, Dirty Dozen standard. And then we have a small second hand. And this is a quartz, so it ticks once a second, of course. And then we have the pencil minute and hour hand. Once again, there's also a choice of cathedral or sword hands. I just thought the pencil hands were just a little bit cleaner. I just like to look better, but I could have went either way. And of course, there's no date. The Rolex Datejust was the first watch to have a date, and that didn't come out to 1945, just as the war was ending. So, of course, the Dirty Dozen watches did not have dates. You have an unsigned screw down crown giving you 100 meters of water resistance. The thread action's a little, you feel a little bit of resistance when you unscrew it. And then when you go to screw it back down, you get it's kind of difficult to get it started. So, and sometimes you feel like you might strip it. I don't like the thread action. It's okay, but not great. And then we have a dome sapphire crystal. This crystal is really nice. I don't know if it has AR coating or not, but it doesn't seem to be reflecting a lot, so it probably does. And then we have the case. I really like the case. It's simple case, but it does the job. And it's very well proportioned. It looks nice. And I really like this matte finish. I think the finish looks great too. It's really even. And then we have the case back, and the case back is completely unsigned, nothing, no writing on it whatsoever. It is a screw down, and I know that for a fact because I had to unscrew it and change the battery because this did arrive with a dead battery. But the notches for the wrench are nice and deep, and so it was really easy to do. A real Dirty Dozen watch has markings on the case back, but that's fine. I mean, we don't really need markings. It's not like you're going to see them on your wrist or anything. Then underneath the case back is a VD78 quartz movement. This is the same movement they use in the Baltony. So once again, if you put the Baltony side by side, the sterile version, I don't know if you could tell the difference. But this is just, it's a Japanese movement. It's a Seiko subsidiary, probably TMI. And I didn't check out the crown action earlier, so let's just make sure it doesn't have that annoying minute hand jump when you go to set it. And no, it does not. The strap is genuine leather, and it's really nice. It's very thick and sturdy. You can tell this is a good grade of leather. I really like it. The stitching's nice, and it's one solid piece. It's not split, so really like it. Just wish it had quick release, which it does not. And once again, this is an 18 millimeter if you want to put it on anything else. Then we have the keepers, one fixed, one floating. They work fine. And then the buckle's very nice too. It's unsigned, but it has the same finish as the watch. And it's sturdy, good prong, not all floppy. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. It looks nice. It's really light. You can hardly tell it's on. One issue though, I only have 2 notches left on the strap. So if your wrist is bigger than 8, you're going to need a new strap. I don't know how much longer the canvas version would be. Because I don't have the canvas version, of course. But yeah, it's a nice looking watch. Just wish the strap was longer. Plus the watch is a little small for me. But then again, this is the size of the Dirty Dozen watches of the time, about 36 millimeters. So if you're going for the Dirty Dozen look, this is the right size. Here we are in the loom room. The original Dirty Dozen had radium loom dials. Since that is no longer possible, tritium would have been a nice substitute, but this Miltado did not go the self-glowing route. As we speed up the time, we see that we have lots of loom, and it looks like we have C3 major hands and markers, and BGW9 numerals in second hand. It starts out pretty good, but everything is fading fairly fast except for the major markers in second hand. It's too bad that the major hands aren't as good as the second hand, but I can just rate this lume as so-so. What I like about this watch? Well, they really nailed the look of a Dirty Dozen watch. I like the nice matte finish. And I really like this high quality leather strap. What are my gripes and groans? The strap is too short, no quick release, and sterile option only. It would have been nice if they would have had a signed one. Do I recommend this watch? Sure, if you want a Dirty Dozen style watch and you don't want a logo, then this should do you just fine. It is $20 cheaper than the equivalent Baltony and basically the same watch. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Miltado D12 Dirty Dozen watch, and I will be back with another review. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.